Have you been hanging and banging, brothers and sisters? Have you been in the gym, pumping that iron, and getting yourself in top shape? If so, you need to fuel your body, and nobody can do it better for you at a better price and a better quality product than our friends at Best Price Nutrition. That's bestpricenutrition.com. 1-800-499-4810. They got free shipping on orders over $99 in the USA. They even have a 30-day return policy. Ladies and gentlemen, Best Price Nutrition is where it's at. Are you looking to advertise your small business? Then look no further. The PowerCast Network has over 12,000 hits per day to our channel. We have packages starting out at just $1 per day. That's right, you can advertise to an audience of over 12,000 each day for only $1. Give us a call at 815-290-9087 or drop me a line at info@braddrake.net. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 1987 Supermod. I am your host, Brad Drake, and this is the Christmas series. That's right, it's WWF and AWA all month long for the month of December, and here we are on Christmas Eve, and I just want to wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas. This is an exciting day and a wonderful holiday indeed. So, with that said, we're going to get to business here with the WWF, and we're going to take a look at our roster here, and we're going to trim some fat, everybody, and we definitely have some fat on the rosters, some people that are on here that don't need to be, some people that I'm never going to use. So, just to get rolling here, I see the name The Crusher, right? The Crusher was great in his prime. The Crusher served a purpose. Vince McMahon signed The Crusher and gave him a contract strictly to keep him from working for the WWF. I'm sorry, the AWA. We really have no use for him at this point. I don't care if he goes and works for the AWA or not. So we are going to release the Crusher here. There's no need for him to hang around. And the Crusher is gone. Now, the next thing, I am not a fan of little person matches. Okay? So, sorry. But I'm not a fan. We are going to release the little people or midgets that we have on the roster. Little Tokyo, best of luck in your future endeavors. Lord Littlebrook, best of luck to you in your future endeavors. All right, let's see who else here. That's it. We just had the two little people on the roster there. They are gone. Mike McGurk, I added her to the game because she was a ring announcer for the WWF. I don't have any use for her. I don't plan on using her for commentary or anything like that. And we're going to go ahead and let her go. And yeah, I even added that in there. It's Brian Blair's ex-wife. Okay, so we got that cleared out. Now, let's take a look here. Jim Barnett was working with the WWF here, but not for too much longer. He would leave, I believe, in 1987 at some point, and now's a good time for him to go. Jerry Briscoe's upset. Harley Race is a little upset. Pat Patterson's a little upset. Paul Bosch is a little upset. Bruno Sammartino's upset. You know what? We're not going to release him. We'll keep him on. Boy, he seems to be a pretty popular guy, so I don't want to ruffle any feathers here. All right, let's take a look here at anybody else that we think should go. We're going to keep the lady wrestlers around. Of course, Ken Resnick was gone for real at this point. When version 10 comes out, that will be in there, that he will no longer be with the WWF. He left in, I think, March of '87 was his last appearance. Okay, so Resnick is now gone. And let's see if there's anybody else in our roster here that needs to go. Terry Garvin was a backstage type guy. Some of you will remember Terry Garvin had some issues with and was released from the WWF with the sex scandal there in the early 90s. We'll keep him around for now. Trying to see if there's anybody else that needs to go. Paul Bosch will most likely retire pretty soon, so we're not going to have to worry about him. We just brought in Oliver Humperdinck, obviously, and Missy Hyatt will use her once, and then she'll be gone. Trying to see if anybody else. A lot of these are people that we brought in for enhancement talent. I think that pretty much does it as far as the releases go, or trimming the fat, however you'd like to put it. I also want to show you that I redid a bunch of pictures. I got more accurate wrestler pictures for our wrestlers. Chris Sarna was already good to go, but like Brian Costello had a bad picture before, got him a better picture. He looks more like an enhancement talent there, doesn't he? That's the way I see it, at least. And I think I'd already shown you that we got Barry McKell Skakluna's picture correct. We updated Al Navarro's picture. So everything is a lot better here. Okay, so we have that taken care of. Now, let me show you what I have done with our spreadsheet. Okay, we have a bunch of wrestlers that are out injured. There's nothing we're going to do about that. But I did put special appearance in there. So that's for our managers that can wrestle, and also Pat Patterson. Pat Patterson was still doing house shows, so he's in there. And then I updated the spreadsheet so I know for which show or event that we have who was doing the segment hosts, okay? And the interview hosts and the segment hosts. So they're all plugged in there to the proper show. So when we do these shows, we'll know who's the appropriate person to use. For example, when we're doing Primetime Wrestling, and this is all research. I watched the shows for April, May, June of 1987. Gene Okerlund hosts some control center stuff on Primetime. It's pretty cool. He also does interview segments for Maple Leaf Wrestling, which was actually Superstars of Wrestling, but just based in Canada. We're going to keep it as Maple Leaf Wrestling for our purposes. Billy Red Lions did the interviews. There was no segments for that one. Wrestling Challenge, there was Control Center segments and also Snake Pit segments with Jake the Snake Roberts. Superstars also had Control Center and the Snake Pit. Craig DeGeorge did all the interviews for this one. So as you can see, we have all this organized and laid out so we can properly do our shows. Now, segments that are inactive right now are The Body Shop with Jesse Ventura, The Flower Shop with Adrian Adonis, and obviously the WWF Control Center is active, and so is the Snake Pit. So it's just one more way to get things cleaned up and organized here, and the proper layout for the time and historical accuracy of the time. Forgive me there, I had to yawn. So that's how it worked, everybody. And we are laid out here. Like I said, I just learned something new every time I watch television. Watch the old WWF television, that is. And I try to make the adjustments as I go. Everything should be pretty well dialed in by the time that version 10 launches here on January 1st. For those of you that are Patreon members. If you're not a Patreon member and you would like version 10, go become a Patreon member. It's only $5 a month. Patreon.com/PowerCastNetwork. It's just $5 a month. And you'll get all these shows early. You'll get access to all the spreadsheets. And you'll get the updates to the Supermod. So there we go. We're going to have some wrestlers leave soon, the promotion. And we have a bunch of new wrestlers coming in. We're going to try to keep it as historically accurate as possible, so it's as realistic as possible. I doubt we're going to bring in anybody from the outside just yet in the save, because frankly, I'm just getting used to this save. It is so big and so vast. It is intense. But let's break down our touring schedule. This is something we haven't done yet. And I built this touring schedule based off our current roster. And we're going to have Danny Davis against Coco Beware. So this would be Group A, right? Tour A. Then there's Tour B. Then there's Tour C. We're going to run it this way, so that gives everybody 2 days rest. So we should not get anybody too fatigued, and we should be pretty much okay. Obviously, that's not realistic. The WWF in real life was running 3 of these tours per night. We're not doing that. We're running 1 tour per night. It's as realistic as you can get under the confines of TEW 2020. Okay, so we're going to have Danny Davis and Coco Beware. Jose Estrada and Johnny Rods are going to work the Young Stallions on the circuit. Tiger Chung Lee is going to wrestle Junkyard Dog. Pat Patterson, who's still doing house shows for us, is going to work with the Ultimate Warrior and hopefully give the Warriors some seasoning, some much-needed seasoning. Butch Reed is going to wrestle Tito Santana. Adrian Adonis is going to wrestle Ken Patera. Bob Orton and Don Morocco are going to work the Killer Bees. And Harley Race is going to challenge Hulk Hogan for the World Heavyweight title around the loop. For our B card here, we are going to have, and you know what? We're going to put that in the game because why not? So here's A card. Here's B card. Here is C card. So we'll center these up so it looks proper. Actually, we're going to bring them all the way over to the right. So there we go. So for the B card, we're going to have Steve Lombardi and Outback Jack. We're going to have the New Dream Team versus the Rougeau Brothers. We're going to have Corporal Kirchner versus Nikolai Volkov, Johnny V, and Brutus Beefcake. Killer Khan is going to face George Steele. The Iron Sheik and Jim Duggan are going to work their program. The Honky Tonk Man and Drake Roberts will work theirs. And the British Bulldogs will chase the Hart Foundation for the World Tag Team title. For Tour C, we are going to have Tony Guerrera work against the young Tom McGee. We're going to have Kamala and Sika work their program with the Can-Am Connection. Lanny Poffo is going to mix it up with Pedro Morales. Brad Rangans is going to work Ron Bass. Iron Mike Sharp is going to battle newcomer Bam Bam Bigelow. Hercules and Billy Jack Haynes will continue their feud. The Islanders and Demolition will work their program. And Randy Savage is going to be in hot pursuit to regain the Intercontinental Heavyweight title from Ricky Steamboat. So as you can see, everybody, we have everything laid out here. Everything's ready to rock. I just thought we would take an episode and give you a rundown because the shows are pretty long on this save because there's a lot to cover every save. So there you have it, everybody. That's going to do it for this episode. Once again, Merry Christmas to you and your family. For those of you that are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and drop us a message below and let us know how you found the channel and what you think of it so far. Also, for those of you that would like version 9 of the Supermod, head on over to braddrake.net, drop me a line. I'll be more than happy to send you a link to the database and the picture pack. And for those of you that would like to join us on social media, you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/groups/1987Supermod. You can also find us on Reddit under the subreddit of TEW 2020 Friends. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow. Actually, we're going to see you later today for another episode for Christmas Eve. Thank you, everybody.